In this series, we took the highest grossing film every year since 1980, we put them in brackets, and debated which film was the best to determine once and for all which decade had the best movies.
My God, you got Return of the Jedi, you got
Oh
Jurassic
my
Park,
God!
you got
I hate
Return
this
of the
one too. I
King,
hate this bracket.
and then you got Catching Fire. Now, I'm going to assume we both put Catching Fire fourth, but we'll get to that.
Yes. Spoiler alert, you are 100% correct. I don't even know why that's even on here, but yes, you are correct.
Well, because let's see, 10, 12, when did that come out? Top grossing movie of 2013. 11, 12, yep.
2013, damn.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
So anyhow, this is not easy, and this is going to be interesting. What's your number one?
To me, this was like a kind of a almost like a two-movie race as well, but with maybe a third one leading. I don't know. But the best movie of all of these, Jurassic Park. And I'll tell you why. None of these other movies have Jeff Goldblum in them.
Not the answer I was expecting, but I like it.
I had all these notes written down, and as I'm looking at it, I'm like, you know what? Jeff Goldblum.
Oh my
Just
God.
drop the mic. There's nothing else for me to say. Yes, there are dinosaurs.
All
Yes,
right.
the special effects were amazing at the time. Sure, and yeah, I had a magical experience in the movie theater. I think I was like sixth grade when this came out, mid '90s or so, and it was awesome. But Jeff Goldblum.
So before we get to your number two, I also put Jurassic Park as number one. At the time, again, like you said, the special effects, like holy shit, the dinosaurs look so real. Steven Spielberg, it's great. I will tell you, this is my first date was taking a girl to this movie, which had nothing to do with why it's number one. But I'm just sharing 15-year-old me going to the films in 1993 summer, taking a girl there, and I was too shy to give her a kiss, even though she wanted to. That's how scared Chad was back then. But anyhow, Jurassic Park,
Uh-huh.
top to bottom, is something that, again, I always go back to, like, can I watch this, when it's on? Like, I can easily just leave it on wherever it's at. And it had some great scenes. Yes, Jeff Goldblum is great. That's one big pile of shit. Yes, there's the cheesy scenes with the lawyer, whatever. So it's the 90s. They throw that in. But to me, Jurassic Park as a film, top to bottom, is number one. And number two, and again, this gets tough, but I have to put, for me, Return of the King is my number two.
I thought you say Return of the Jedi. I was gonna be like, oh no, you
No,
went to
no,
the
no.
dark side.
Now, it's funny because we got the end of both two great trilogies. But the thing with Return of the King, it was just, I think the story in the third movie was bigger, more epic.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, it won Best Picture and 11 Oscars, which is huge.
Oh, so good, so good.
It,
Man.
to me, like the other two Star Wars beat the first two films, but with this, it was the end of the journey whereas Return of the Jedi was just more ending on the happy moment. It's just like, okay, we just need to end this. Return of the King, I don't know. There was so much more to it, and it was tough. I'll be honest, it was tough not putting this one. But here's the thing with Jurassic Park, as I said, if I'm at home and it's on, I will watch Return of the King. You almost have to be in the mood to be like, do I want it? Am I ready to invest 3 hours into it? You know what I mean?
Into
Like
this
you got,
epic.
yes, you have to get yourself in that mode, and it's tough. All three are great, but yeah, Return of the King easily number two. I mean, I love Return of the Jedi, perfect Star Wars ending for what they could do, but compared to Jurassic Park and Return of the King, it does not hold a candle. Yeah, Return of the King easily number two for me. So I take it you went the same route I did.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Return of the King is a fantastic movie and the end of a great fucking trilogy. And Return of the Jedi is kind of a mediocre follow-up to a great second movie in the trilogy. So, because Return of the Jedi, while cool, I remember being bored when I was a kid, especially during the time, like during the the last act when they're switching from like the Ewoks to fucking the fight in space and then the conversation with Luke and Vader and the Emperor and stuff like that, and they kept going back to all three, and I just felt that pacing just dragged towards the end of it, and I was like, oh, it was my least favorite movie of the three.
Yeah.
I will watch it, I have no problem with it, but like once it gets to Endor and shit like that, I have a lot of problems with the movie. So for me, it was not like even close. Like, yeah, just like you, I did talk about Jurassic Park and Return of the King in my mind back and forth and go, okay, which one? But yeah, Jurassic Park as a movie, when it came out, like you remember, like there was special effects were not like this. So
No.
like when when they first see the dinosaurs alive and they're like going across the plains, like the characters see that the first time, and then I remember being an audience member and as a person in here in this reality being like, oh my god, that's the first time I'm seeing special effects this good. And then the overall story was great, like as far as what happens when you fuck with science and shit, and it had a lot of great tension, a lot of great like kind of scary scenes and everything, and overall, one of Steven Spielberg's best movies.
Agreed.
So I had to put it first because just as a movie, it's just objectively better than Return of the King. Return of the King is a culmination of two movies setting it up. Two good movies, by the way, setting up and everything happened. It has like 18 different endings, and you just feel like you took a ride, and everything ends in such a satisfying way. It's just really well done. But I cannot, in good conscience, put it over Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park was just, as a movie that came out and changed movies in general, like it was. Jurassic Park was just slightly more important than Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
And I want to say this, going back a little bit about Return of the Jedi. Yes, it had a follow-up Empire Strikes Back, but there is a lot of things, and you mentioned that problem. There's one thing in particular, which I didn't. I have more of a problem now that the prequels have come out, and I'm going to kind of stop and share this. So one of my actually one of my favorite scenes originally is when it's close to the final battle. Luke is talking to Leia. He's like, "Tell me about your mother." Now, if you just watch the original trilogy, you're thinking Luke is asking about his mom before Leia knows, and he like it's a heartfelt moment, he because he doesn't know his mom, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
you know the story, even though Leia doesn't, and he hears it and he's like, oh wow, thanks. But then the prequels happen,
Oh,
and
God.
to me, obviously, their mom dies. And so when
Of
Leia
a broken
is
heart, by the way.
yes, if we won't go there. When Leia is now telling him about her mother, she's now telling about the mother who raised her, and it's not even Luke's mom. And to me, that
So
scene
dumb, dude.
loses value now. It's like,
Oh
oh my
yeah.
god, because like I said originally, that was one of my favorite scenes before the prequels came out, because it's small, but Luke's finally like, tell me, he wants to know more about his family. His dad is dark, obviously Darth Vader, blah, blah, blah. He wants a little bit more light and hope. And to me, that was like the final thing, like, there's still good in my family. And we know he still thinks there's good in his dad. But when you find out that, Leia didn't get raised by their mom, got raised by someone else, it diminishes that scene, and I hate every minute of it. And to me, Catching
Yeah.
Fire, I remember the first one a little bit. I remember a few bits of the last part. I barely remember what the fuck happened in Catching Fire, so it's easily number 4. I'm sorry, Hunger Games fans. I mean, I watched all the
Are
films.
there Hunger Game fans? Like, is that a thing?
My
Like, I'm sorry.
my wife read all the books. She's huge Hunger Games fans, so we won't say anything.
Okay. All right. Fair.
But no,
Thing,
no,
I
no, no.
guess.
Yes, but anyhow, like I said, I remember seeing the first one, and I kind of, the setup, and I remember bits of it, and I remember the ending a little bit. But Catching Fire, I couldn't tell you what happened in the second and third film, so easily the bottom of the list for both of us.
Not even close.
Yeah,
Not even close.
there is not any issues. But the question is, what did people think in our poll? And
Ah,
they
wonderful.
they agree with the Catching Fire, but they
Beautiful.
did put Jedi before Return of the King.
0%. Nobody fucking. It's like, what? Return of the Jedi before Return of the King?
I think it's just more
You know-
Star Wars fans. I mean, it's tough. It's I mean, I'm looking at like people as voters as a whole. I don't know. They just might not have enjoyed the journey as much as we did. But yeah, so
Well,
it's
I'll
a
tell you
slight
one
beat.
thing. There is, and I do work with people kind of in, the younger generation. And there is this kind of vibe that like everything that's Star Wars is super cool, even the prequels. You know, I've had arguments with people like at work who are just like, no, no, the prequels are good, and like we'll get. And I'm just like, you're just dumb. Like they're not. They're not good at all. Like I don't know how else to tell you. Like you're in the wrong. Like you're just in the wrong.
Mhm.
So that's perplexing though that Return of the Jedi is over Return of the King.
Yeah.